The next time management essential is to analyze how you are. Then if the challenge calls for it, you must either change how you are or change your procedure. That is productivity waiting to make time pay. Self-analyzing. The first thing to analyze is your periods of greatest productivity throughout the day. If you are a morning person who wakes up early, ready to start the day, that is the best time to do your creative work. You can get more done when you're at your best. Some people are night people, fuzzy in the morning, late to get started, but alert and awake long into the evening. If that's the way you are, then this is the best time to pack in the activity and creativity. The key is to find your best time and use it to its fullest. Next, analyze your habit. If, for example, you're not good at keeping records, get someone to do it for you. If you have promised yourself that you're going to keep your records or balance your checkbook, and this has been going on for a few years, it looks like you aren't that kind of person, nor are you likely to become that kind of person. You may say, no, I'm really going to do it this time. Hey, I would suggest that a few years is long enough. Don't promise yourself anymore. Just say, maybe the smart thing to do is to get someone to do this and make me look good. You would be surprised at how often you can remain a lot like you are in many areas if you will just make the arrangements to have it covered. Some years ago, my office came to the conclusion that I was a poor courier. Someone would ask me to take a check to San Francisco, since I was going there anyway. I would say, sure, no problem. Put the check in my pocket and fly off to San Francisco. Guess when I would next hear about that check? From my dry cleaner. Next time someone says, this document has to go to New York, will you be sure to give it to them this time? I'd say, of course, you can count on me this time. I'm not flaky. So I put the document in my briefcase and head off for New York. Guess what? Right, it would still be in my briefcase when I got back to the office the following week. So there is a saying now in my office, don't give the chairman anything. He's good at some things, but he's a poor courier. Make other arrangements. And that is my point. There is nothing wrong with admitting that you just aren't going to do certain things as long as you are clever enough to make arrangements to have them done. It's much better than continually promising that you will when the chances are good that you won't. Next time management essential, the telephone. What an incredible instrument for business, social, and emergency situations. The job it can do for you is unbelievable. However, there are some tips for using the telephone so that it won't use you. Here's the first one. Before you make a call, make an agenda. An agenda is simply a list of the items you want to talk about, especially if it's a business call. It is one of the better habits to develop. Did you ever make a call and toward the end of the conversation say, let's see, there was something else I was going to talk to you about. I just can't think of it right now, but if I think of it later, I'll call you back. A great time waster, and for a business call, not very sophisticated on your part. Making an agenda before you make a call serves to keep your conversation on course so that you cover the essentials without missing any of them. Also, it helps to keep the conversation on track and control the tendency to wander into non-essential chit-chat. It is also a money saver. The extra minutes saved by keeping to an agenda and a few pleasantries is major. I know.
Become massively successful. That's how you become evil. Thank you, sir. Mr. Brown? Yes, sir. Why did you sign those papers? What are you talking about? You're the first student in special education that was labeled educable mental retarded, put back from the 5th grade to the 4th. You failed in the 8th grade. I fought for you. I saw something in you. You've got greatness in you. I know you're not as fast as your brother. I know you're not like Margaret and your sister. There's a hunger in you, sir. And I fought for you to get that, and I saw your name. I couldn't believe it. Well, you signed it to somebody else. Why did you do that? Several teachers met with me and said that you wouldn't be with me at Florida A&M University to help to wash. He said, if I didn't make the honor roll at Booker T. Washington High School, I would not make it at Florida A&M. You've been like a father. I never would want to bring embarrassment to your day. Mr. Brown, I know it's harder. Once you learn something because of your hunger, got it, master. He said, I don't care what they said. Did you believe that you could go there and graduate? Be honest with you, sir. No, sir. Not you, sir. Mr. Brown, yes, sir. Listen to me. Yes, sir. Sometimes you have to believe in somebody's belief until your beliefs. Sometimes you have to believe in somebody until your belief kicks. Whoever recruited you, come involved in their organization. They saw something in you. Whoever asked you to be a part of their team, they saw greatness in you. You need people in your life who can see things that you can't see. You want to find whoever got you into business and say to them, thank you. I told Robert Boyd, who recruited me for Best Line Products. Thank you, Bob. I don't know what you saw, but I'm not going to disappoint you. Find whoever recruited you, because you are looking for eagles in this business. You're not looking for people who need more. You're looking for people who want more. Let us say together, it's possible. Everybody together, it's possible. I can live my dream. I will work on myself every day. I will retrain my thinking every day. I will listen to audio programs. I would read 10 to 15 pages of something positive every day. I will turn off my television and turn on my life.
We get to understand that Peter is in a situation of fluctuation, and somebody right now is in a situation of fluctuation, and you are not living up to your highest ideals. And God sent me to tell you, He still wants you. You smell like swine, but He still wants you. You warmed yourself by the fire of the enemy, but He still wants you. You see, Peter didn't know that was in him. He didn't know that was in him. And a lot of us don't know what's in us, what we're capable of, because we buy into the myth and the legend, and we believe our own headlines. You ain't such a rock after all. You're a rock about this, but you are scared to death about that. Peter didn't know. There's a text, put my text up, where Jesus was questioning him before this happened, and he said to him in John 21:15, when they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Jesus loved to get you at dinner. When they had finished eating, Jesus said to Simon Peter, Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these? Yes, Lord, he said, you know I love you. Jesus said, feed my lambs. Again, Jesus said to Simon, son of John, do you love me? He answered, yeah, Lord, you know me and you cool, Jesus. You know I love you. Jesus said, take care of my sheep. The third time he said, Simon, son of Jonah, John, do you love me? Peter was hurt because Jesus asked him the third time, do you love me? He said, Lord, you know, I keep telling you the same thing. You know all things. You know that I love you. Jesus said, feed my lamb. Verily, verily, I tell you, when you were younger, you dressed yourself and went where you wanted. But when you are old, you will stretch out your hands and someone will dress you and lead you where you do not want to go. Jesus said this to him to indicate the kind of death by which Peter was died. Then he said, follow me. Later, Jesus says to him, before the cock crow, you will have denied me 3 times. And in my text, while Peter is warming himself by the fire, he's warming himself by the fire because it's morning, it's early morning. And you know how it's a little chill in the air in the morning, and Peter's a little cold, and he's trying to be comfortable while Jesus is about to be crucified. Are you trying to be comfortable while Jesus is being crucified? And I asked him one time, weren't you with him? No, I'm not one of them. Aren't you one of them Galileans? No, I'm not one. One girl said, I remember you in the garden. I remember you in your strength. I remember when you were cutting off the ears of the men you're hanging out with now. Backslider, God remembers you when you were on his team. And now you're warming yourself by the fire of the people you used to fight. And Peter said, I don't even know what talking about, girl. Get out of my face. And he went to cuss. In essence, he cursed her out. Peter, the rock. Peter, who would write the epistles. Peter, who would deliver the inaugural message on the day of Pentecost, cussed her out. I ain't even got time to talk about cussing Christians. He cussed her out. He cursed her out to convince her. I ain't with Jesus stuff. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't have nothing to do with that. And he walked away because his name was better than his life. And all of a sudden we see Peter in utter shame. The disciples didn't know it, but he knew it. Bartholomew didn't know it, but he knew it. James didn't know it, but he knew it. He knew that he was in with the wrong people while Jesus needed him most. He knew it.